And we start tonight with major breaking news and new insight into what may have motivated three teenagers to set fire to a Green Valley Ranch home that killed a family of 5 back in August.
We want to get right out to Denver7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski with these late breaking details. Jen, what do we know?
Shannon and Ann, we've learned from multiple high-ranking sources the 3 teen suspects accused of killing the Diol family set the wrong house on fire. Sources say 16-year-olds Gavin Seymour and Kevin Bowie, along with the 15-year-old suspect, were involved in a drug deal gone wrong. They were retaliating and somehow burned down the wrong house. The two 16-year-olds were formally charged as adults today. They're facing 60 felony charges, including multiple counts of murder, arson, burglary, and conspiracy. At this point, the third suspect is still being charged as a juvenile. That could change. Diol and all of his family members, including a toddler and an infant, lost their lives in the fire. They're from Senegal and came to America to become citizens and live out the American dream. Their family home was torn down today. Now, details in this case have been sealed by a judge, but we will continue to stay on top of this. I'm Contact 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski.
We definitely will follow up. Thank you, Jen. Now, tonight, metro area police and paramedics are facing fresh scrutiny over the use of the sedative ketamine on people when they're being detained. In a newly filed lawsuit, Jeremiah Axtell says last January, Lakewood police handcuffed him after an argument outside his home. And after 45 minutes, paramedics arrived and injected Axtell with ketamine, knocking him unconscious. The lawsuit says Axtell had a bad reaction to the drug and was taken to the hospital for treatment before being booked into jail. Axtell is claiming his civil rights were violated, and he now claims he has pain, PTSD, and other medical problems. The lawsuit comes as the state health department is already investigating the use of ketamine by EMTs. The practice was strongly criticized, as you know, after the death of Elijah McClain. He was detained by Aurora police while walking home and then injected with the drug. Last month, Colorado's Attorney General announced a grand jury investigation into his death, and the city of Aurora is expected to release results from its independent investigation later on this month. The findings in that report will determine how and if the city moves forward with the use of ketamine.
Well, tonight, United States Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick is lying in honor at the U.S. Capitol building. He died protecting that building when a mob stormed it just over 4 weeks ago. Tonight, President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden visited the rotunda to pay their respects. This memorial gives fellow officers and lawmakers that Sicknick protected a chance to recognize his sacrifice. And tonight, the FBI is mourning the loss of 2 agents killed while serving a warrant in Florida, and one of them has ties to Colorado. The Bureau says Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger was born in Pueblo, joined the FBI in 2005. Her most recent assignment was in Miami, where she was working on crimes against children. Well, today she and other agents were trying to serve a warrant on a child pornography suspect when they say he shot them through the closed front door. Schwarzenberger and a fellow agent were killed. 3 others were hurt. The suspect took his own life. Schwarzenberger is survived by her husband and 2 children. Colorado's restaurant industry faced huge challenges in the last 11 months with layoffs and limited indoor dining.
And tonight there's some good news for restaurant workers. They could be eligible for the coronavirus vaccine within a few weeks. The governor's office confirmed restaurant workers will join the same group as frontline essential workers like grocery store clerks, postal workers, and farmers. The state expects to be able to start vaccinating that group in early March.
And the Colorado Restaurant Association says it is clear acknowledgement of the important work our restaurant workers do.
And there are a number of people out there, especially in those high-risk populations, that are counting on curbside pickup or especially delivery as a safe way to get the food that they need and these prepared meals.
And starting next week, the Biden administration will start shipping vaccines to pharmacies across our nation, and Colorado could receive thousands. The Biden team says it's shipping out 1 million doses to pharmacies on top of boosting the supply to states. Today, Governor Polis said that could supply Colorado pharmacies with between 5,000 and 10,000 doses of the vaccine. Public health doctors are eager to speed up the vaccine rollout to stay ahead of worrisome new variants and mutations in the virus.
And on Saturday, the National Western Complex will host a mass vaccination clinic for people 70 and older. Now, keep in mind, every one of those 5,000 appointments is already filled. SCL Health says this is the first of many events it's planning like this to make vaccines more accessible. So the best way to make sure you're in line to get your shot, call your healthcare provider. And then if you still have questions, call the state hotline or visit covidvaccine.org.
Nearly 1,000 United workers at DIA could face furloughs within a month. The airline sent notice to the State Department of Labor. The notice shows 993 workers could be forced to stay home if the federal government does not pass a new support package. The Denver Business Journal reports furloughs could begin at the start of April. In October, United announced thousands of furloughs across the nation, but then brought workers back when the federal government passed an airline support deal. A family in Golden is finally getting some answers after living with sewage seeping through their home for a week.
So after sharing their story last night, Denver7 Gives tonight is getting results. And the management company is making new promises to get all that fixed.
As Denver7 Sloan Dickey reports, for this family, the help cannot come soon enough.
What is now destroyed,
I think you guys doing your story has helped make them accountable.
will be restored.
I'm glad that they're accepting responsibility and taking accountability and fixing it, and making it right.
Although Kelly Salazar's home at Mountainside Estates in Golden is still damaged, she remains hopeful.
The regional manager for RHP contacted me this morning. She said she wanted to restore the home back to what it was before all of this happened. It was pouring in.
Over the past week, Salazar's home was flooded because of a sewer line blockage behind her house. Filthy water spread from her bathroom everywhere.
It smells very, very bad. Very bad.
According to Colorado law, property managers at mobile home parks are responsible for maintaining underground pipes, preventing disasters like this.
We tried to contact them all weekend and nothing. All day yesterday, nothing. And then this morning, after your news broadcast, they called.
After our story aired, RHP Properties sent Denver7 Gives a statement saying they will clean and restore Salazar's house.
We have contracted with a professional cleaning and restoration company at no cost to the resident. We have arranged for the resident to stay in a hotel while repairs and cleaning are done and have applied a rent concession for February.
There's still a lot of work to do.
I can't say that I'm 100% until all this is over, but it's a start. It's a start.
But Kelly is thankful to have a voice and hopeful that her home, with all its memories, can be saved.
They are going to, repair, replace, and fix, because this is my father's home, and it's not 100%, it's not the greatest, but it's home.
And we're going to continue pushing for answers as Kelly's home is restored by RHP Properties. In the meantime, you can help her rebuild what was lost by going to the Denver7 Gives page at thedenverchannel.com. Reporting in Golden, Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
Hands up! White Lives Matter! USA!
Political tensions at a fever pitch in the U.S., but what can we do to bridge the divide?
No one's mind is ever going to be changed by yelling at them or by calling them names.
Tonight, a 360 look at what it's going to take to lower the temperature and start having conversations that can move our nation forward.
It was in the mid-60s today, a cold front on the way, how much snow to expect.